with such mammoth effort needed to help the islands, DHL is deploying its disaster response team to the islands, helping with cargo and logistics. Christine Nashick is DHL's chief executive for the Caribbean. She joins us live now from Florida. Christine, thank you so much for being with us. So just walk us through what DHL's role is in terms of facilitating aid to the Bahamas right now.
Sure, I'm happy to. Our disaster response team, as you mentioned, went in several days ago, and a disaster response team is made up of a group of individuals with core competencies of logistics, and they go in and first and foremost remove the bottlenecks that you can imagine exist in logistics at the airport. So we make sure that we clear up and are able to take in goods and make sure that they get as quickly as possible to impacted communities.
So when you think about just how some of the infrastructure on the ground there in the Bahamas is completely decimated and ruined, how much harder does that make it to actually get aid to where it's needed?
Sure, it makes it very complex. Certainly the Bahamas are known for tourism, so they're used to taking people into the airports and not cargo. So now there's an influx of many cargo planes that are coming in, and making sure that we can quickly get the goods off of the planes and into people's hands who are impacted is most important. But one of the biggest complex issues is the fact of getting to the islands that are truly impacted. And right now, Freeport, for instance, we need to open up. So making sure that we can get our planes there are important.
How do you train your volunteers for these types of disasters?
So we have about 500 volunteers across all of our 222 countries in our network. And they come together and they go through very extensive training that really is compared to almost like a boot camp, so that once they go into a disaster area, they can be accustomed to anything. Because as you can imagine, there normally is, there's lack of connectivity, there's lack of telecommunications, et cetera, maybe not even ideal places to stay. So they're very used to going in and making do and making sure that they can add immediate impact.
It's been less than a week since the eye of the storm hit the Bahamas, and the storm moved so slowly that it hovered around the Bahamas for quite a while. How quickly can you mobilize teams on the ground after a disaster hits and after the storm passes?
Sure, within 72 hours. So we are watching Dorian very closely to see where we might need to go in. So a team was automatically formed from several countries in the Americas, and it was just a matter of knowing when and where we were going to deploy them. So as soon as Monday came and we realized it was definitely the Bahamas where we needed to deploy, we made sure that our people got there by Wednesday. So we currently have a team of 6 individuals there who are working closely with the local team in Bahamas.
So what is an airport like, just in terms of logistics, just in terms of the overall sort of backlog, et cetera? What is it like after experiencing a hurricane of this proportion?
Sure, I think just like a lot of the Bahamas, it's in a bit of a daze. They're not used to dealing with something that's truly as chaotic as what a disaster creates. So a lot of people looking for knowledge and know-how. How do I get in goods? Do I pay duties? What paperwork do I need, et cetera? So really helping streamline the whole process is what is being done currently at the airport, because a lot of people with very good intentions, and we want to make sure all of the great stuff that's been donated gets to the impacted communities.
Thank you for all the work that you're doing, Christine Nashick. Live for us, thank you.